Hey guys, even here, and in this video we got a couple of very interesting bodybuilding updates, only a couple of days out of Arnold Classic, and we are starting with this one, and this one is freaking insane. Akim Williams. What the hell happened to this guy, this prep? I mean, I was not expecting this. A lot of people have this guy at the bottom of their prediction list. Based on what I'm seeing right here, this guy looks like top 5. This guy looks like he will be in that top 5 heading Arnold Classic, potentially even as high as top 3. And that is, of course, if he looks like this on stage, if he doesn't mess up his conditioning somehow, because in this physique update, damn, like this looks super impressive. Honestly, this probably looks better than his previous best. And his previous best was top 6 in the world, 6th at the Mr. Olympia. And again, this looks better. This looks like the best Akim Williams I ever saw in my life. I think he did that. I think he just achieved his full potential. I was holding back on Akim Williams because he really wasn't posting a lot of physique updates during the prep, and also prior to starting this prep, he was off of the gear for a while. He was significantly smaller than his usual self. He had a shoulder surgery, so he went off of everything. He was probably just not doing bodybuilding for a while, and he lost a lot of muscle. I mean, he looked good considering, but still, he wasn't at his biggest. So I thought, how much can he actually bring back? Can his physique really look as good as before if he didn't have a proper off-season? And I guess I was wrong. I thought he couldn't do it, but he did it. He didn't only come back, he actually came back better than ever, actually. And it happens sometimes, and it goes to show that sometimes if you go off of everything in the off-season and you start using when you're prepping, you actually respond much better. And there is a theory that says that receptors for those supplements are not down-regulatory but up-regulatory, which means you should always do as much as you can. You won't become less sensitive if you do it for a long time, and if you step off of it, you won't become more sensitive, which, I don't know, in theory, it does make sense, but in practice, I mean, just look at this. It doesn't seem like that. Because Akim just came back and he looks bigger, fresher, more conditioned, harder, better than ever. And I guess that could be the reason why. Or he just decided to work really hard, but I mean, it's probably both. Now, as you can see, like, his quads are just massive and separated and dry. Look at the glutes. Like, the separation in the glutes is really deep and those glutes are shredded. Shoulders are freaking massive, like rear delts, side delts, front delts, everything in the shoulders is just so much density, so much muscle, with great conditioning, with a lot of details as well. I mean, arms, chest, just the overall completeness and size of this guy combined with this conditioning, it just looks nuts, man. It just looks crazy. And in my prediction, I had Akim in 7th. I had John De La Rosa beating him, and then of course Horse MD, Rafel Brandao, and James Honishead, and of course Harry and Samson. Do I still think that is gonna be the case? Honestly, no. I think I have him ahead of John De La Rosa. That's pretty much for sure. Now, as far as James, Horse MD, and Rafel, you know, I had Rafel in 3rd at the Arnold Classic, and this is a comparison, so yeah, this is probably Akim's best shot, and Rafel's side shots are not exactly his best, both side chest and side tricep, because he's simply not the thickest bodybuilder. His chest to back thickness is just not that great, and you just need a lot of muscle to look good in the side poses. And Akim has muscle. He has muscle for days. He is freaking massive. And in this side shot, let's compare. Let's just take a look real quickly. Like shoulders first. I mean, just compare the difference in the shoulders here. It's not even funny. It's not even funny, man. Like, I think Akim's side delts are as big as the entire delt of Rafa. I mean, take a look at the rear delts on Akim. How much they're popping. And then the front shoulders as well. And then the details, you know? Like the separation in the shoulder. Akim has that. Rafael, not so much. Chest, I mean, Rafael has a decent chest, but Akim, that's probably his strongest point. So, you know, he's beating him in that part. Akim has great abdominal control, like you don't see any bubble gut. He's hiding it with his arms, or he just really doesn't have it. I don't know, but you don't see it here. And as far as legs, I mean, Akim is also known for his quads. I think his chest and his quads are his strongest body parts, and that quad height that Akim has, nobody has it like that, man, and not Rafa for sure. And also the conditioning in the glutes here, I mean, just conditioning everywhere. You can see that Akim is bringing it. He's probably drier than Rafel right now, at least in this shot. Also, yeah, the lighting is very good, but it is the same spot. Look at the background, look at the floors. It's the same exact spot, the same lighting, so this is a very fair comparison. It would be interesting to see him compared next to James and Horse MD, but we don't have that much time. So overall, I think this guy is gonna shock some people, and he's gonna probably place much higher than most people have him. Because he's back, muscularity-wise, he's probably as big as he ever was, and it seems like he's bringing his best conditioning. This looks like Akim is bringing his best version ever to this Arnold Classic 2024. Alright, now let's take a look at Rafel Brandao. So he took a video at that exact same spot like Akim, so let's check out his conditioning. And like, yeah, this guy, he's definitely better in the front shots. And what his strength is, it's not exactly muscle, it's not the size. He actually has beautiful shape, beautiful proportions, and he's very complete. You know, head to toe, from the front, from the back, he looks good in every single shot. For example, Akim probably loses the back double bicep, the abs and thighs, and Rafel actually looks very good in all shots. Maybe his side shots are not exactly the best, but they're also not bad. And he seems to be bringing good conditioning, solid conditioning. And in this video, you can hear Neil Hill say, "You don't even look like you're on low carbs," which means he's depleted here. He's gonna get fuller and bigger once the show approaches. So yeah, you can expect a bigger version of Rafa. You can also assume that Akim is flat in that photo. Everybody's supposed to be flat at this point. They're supposed to start the carb up like today or tomorrow. Usually that's how it works. But I don't know how much better can Rafel actually get from this point. Can he actually get any fuller? Any bigger? I mean, I guess he can if he's on low carbs, but is that gonna look better? Really? I don't know. Maybe he doesn't need a lot of carbs at this point. Maybe he is super sensitive and this low carb diet is actually filling him up just enough. So it doesn't necessarily have to mean that he's gonna get fuller, you know, more carbed up. Maybe he's just gonna show up looking like this, because honestly, this looks good. This actually looks good, and it looks better than before. He is definitely not the thickest guy, the biggest, the most massive guy, but, you know, he's very, very well shaped, and he has that, you know, thin skin with a lot of details. So, yeah, I mean, I have him in my top 3. Well, based on seeing what Akim is bringing and like what James is bringing as well, it's gonna be extremely tough for anybody to crack that top 3. We'll see what's gonna happen. I'm gonna stick with my top 5 for now, but I'm definitely moving Akim in top 6 at least. But I'm saying right now that Akim can be top 3. It's possible, in my opinion. Whatever you guys think, tell me down below. Alright, we have Mohamed Shaaban next, and in my prediction video, I used a couple of photos that surfaced around, that were shared around, but apparently they were old photos, and this one is supposed to be the recent one, the one from now. Is there a big change? I don't think so. I don't see it. I think he looks pretty much like his usual self. I don't think he's that much leaner than before, or improved in any sense. I mean, you would expect him to be improved because he was trained by Chris Lois for all this time, and, you know, he seems driven. It seems like he was gonna try and actually bring crazy conditioning, but I don't know if that happened. Maybe he's gonna actually look much better when he carbs up. Maybe he's depleted and you can see it. I don't know, it could be that. Maybe he's super depleted because they're pushing for the conditioning. I don't know. I mean, the photo on the left is before, so I guess his starting point wasn't exactly the best. But, you know, he looks good. He looks good. I don't think I'm going to change where I have him. I still do have him placing above Justin Rodriguez, even though Justin looks like a proper monster. I'm going to show you an update of him in a second. But, you know, Mohamed, I don't think he changed that much. I think this is just the old version of himself. Again, maybe he's just too flat. You know, his skin is loose. And once he carbs up, he's gonna come back to life. I don't know. It's a possibility. But based on what I'm seeing right here, right now, no, I do have him in my 9th place, right after Justin. Even though Justin is looking like this right now. I mean, he is massive. He is big. Look at the freaking legs, like the quads and the hamstrings and the glutes. And then the arms. They're massive, but, I mean, look at the shape. Like, what is happening with that tricep? Is that even muscle? I mean, what is that part separating from the arm, basically? I don't know, it looks weird. And because of those suspicious body parts of Justin's, I have him in my 10th place, right after Remeko Bosse. I think he's gonna be the last guy out of all the, top open pros. Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, he is really big, he is bringing conditioning, but yeah, I think he's just washed up at this point. I'm sorry to say it, but I'm sure most of you will agree with me, and yeah, it seems to be the case. We also got a little physique update from Andrew Jacked in his, off-season, but he actually looks to be in a really good shape right now, and I'm wondering where would he place if he actually competed. In my opinion, top 3. I'm pretty sure he will be top 3, maybe because if Samson wins, maybe it would determine the criteria for the show. Maybe it would draw, if Samson wins, it means they're looking for the tall, aesthetic guys instead of blocky, short, massive freaks. So if that happened, maybe Andrew Jacked, if he was in solid shape, maybe he would be top 2. Anyways, right now, he looks really good, and it's a shame that he didn't go through with his prep because, he looks in a really good shape. And, if he placed 5th at a Mr. Olympia with that conditioning, which was horrible conditioning. There was no separation in his glutes, in his hamstrings, or his back. If he did that, okay, back was okay, but glutes and hamstrings, 0 separation. Still, if he placed top 5 at the Mr. Olympia and he showed up, in decent conditioning at the Arnold, top 3, I think he's for sure. What do you guys think? If he competed, where would he place? Top 3? Higher? Top 2? Would he win? Or lower? Would somebody like Rafel beat him? James, Akim, Horse MD? Personally, I don't think so. I think top 3 at least, maybe even higher. Whatever you guys think, tell me down below. Oh no, he did it again. I'm gonna leave you off, guys, with this little training video of Gaspari. Guess in the comment section which muscle he's training here. Triceps, rear delts, lats, or none of the above. I think it's none of the above. I'm gonna go to hell for this. But I hope you guys find it funny. Whatever you guys think, tell me down below in the comment section. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and for more stuff like this about bodybuilding and the best coverage of the Arnold Classic, guys, please subscribe to this channel, guys. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. All the best and bye-bye.